Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I always ask you to choose the stone that calls to you, the one that draws you. Just seems to be right today. And we'll begin. Now, and a shout out to the ladies at Earthbound in River Hills Mall in Minnesota who really pick good stones. I had to get some new ones. All right, so we have this gray, this lovely gray silver stone, and the cards are 10 of Swords, Ace of Swords, and 10 of Wands. So the Ace of Swords, these are minor arcana. So, you know, this isn't about huge events more than likely. And that's nice. That's good to know when you see the 10 of Swords, right? I mean, that looks terrible. But it is minor arcana, and you don't have any major arcana here. Sometimes this 10 of Swords comes up when we're feeling just a little low. We're feeling physically low, depleted, emotionally depleted, or maybe the thoughts, because swords can be thoughts, are kind of painful, or else maybe we're feeling like somebody isn't being very nice to us. They're not saying very nice things. So this can come up for a number of reasons. It can be that you're being a martyr, and just sort of your self-talk is pushing you, and not treating yourself well. Can be that, and especially I want to bring that up because we have the 10 of Wands here, and the 10 of Wands is sort of overburdened. It's sort of like there's so many important things, so many goals, so many priorities and tasks that you carry mentally. It's just really too much. So for some of you, this really is about overdoing it. Now, the Ace of Swords is Spirit trying to help you to see it from a different perspective. Spirit trying, you know how that is when Spirit can sometimes bring an aha moment and we're just freed for the day. You know, it's sort of like realizing that we're actually more productive when we focus 100% on one thing at a time, you know, or realizing worry is absolutely a waste, you know, realizing we can only, let's just focus on this thing today, that thing tomorrow, you know, some sort of new perspective shift that can really eliminate a lot of discomfort from the other two. Yeah, so this is passing anyway. This is passing anyway, and it may not even be today, it may be around this time, but Spirit is really trying to bring the sword of victory to you. So it's a good idea to look at things differently. Sometimes, you know, we get that mental to-do list in our head and we don't even want to let it go. It's like we have this real resistance to letting it go because we want to get it all done, you know, but that doesn't help us. That kind of approach is just, it wears us out. So those of you who chose the purple and gray stone, we have the 5 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Lover's card is your major arcana. That is wonderful. Now, that's interesting. The Lover's card comes with the Queen of Cups because she's good at being loving. So she's mature and she understands emotion and she has compassion. So she's good at being loving. But a lot of times this Lover's card comes up when there's something with a relationship, a new one, or if it's an existing one, there's a nice time, there's a nice moments, that kind of thing. Yeah, it can be about that coming into your life as well. However, there's an internal conflict about it. So that's really interesting. See, now the Queen of Cups, she's really deep. She's really deep. She's got the lid on her cup. Both the King and the Queen, you get the sense that they have great intuition and they know a lot emotionally. They've gone through a lot and learned a lot. So this internal conflict, that could be bothering you and nobody else would know it, and you're perfectly capable of working through it on your own. Yeah, so there might be some internal conflict regarding a relationship. For others of you, this Lover's card is really about a spiritual love, and it's a help, it's a comfort, it's strengthening. It's that kind of spiritual love and generosity that they have for us on the other side, that is helping you to keep your cool during conflict of some type. So it can be that, some extra supernatural love coming through for you. So those are really interesting cards. It will depend upon your particular situation. But the maturity with that Queen of Cups is really kind of a nice pat on the back. For those of you who chose this beautiful black and white agate, we have the King of Swords, the 8 of Coins, and the Knight of Swords. Very interesting. Okay. Well, for some of you, this is about a plan. You know, the King of Swords has a mature plan, a good intellect, uses logic, really tries to keep his emotion out of making decisions and following that plan. So there's a good plan. You may be not quite there yet, though, with this Knight of Swords. You may be halfway there. And it may require a lot of work with that 8 of Coins. And learning something new, perhaps. But, you know, productive, quite productive. So, you know, like the King of Swords would be somebody who would charge forward with his plan, even on a day when he really didn't feel like it. Because he's run by logic, not by what he feels like doing. So maybe you have that kind of energy going for you a lot lately with the, I'm following my plan. I'm doing what makes sense to do. And I'm being very productive about it. Maybe it's extra focus right now on increasing your security. So it's going well anyway, and you obviously have a terrific plan. You know, sometimes there are some days where we feel the need to increase our security. We feel the need to get some work done. We feel the need to just make some steps in the right direction. And that is actually more satisfying and restful than trying to rest would be. You know what I mean? There's some days where we just need the satisfaction of forward movement or something. And whatever the plan is, could be anything. These are minor arcana, these cards are, so it might not be even a major plan. But it's a day where you're really logic driven. For some of you, these can be different people. And in that case, the Knight of Swords can be someone who likes to argue. But the King of Swords isn't really going to have that. You know, they're just going to really have a better argument, make more sense because they're more mature. And that'll be that, you know, because the King of Swords is sort of like no-nonsense kind of energy. Yes. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Those are really interesting cards. I'm saying that each time with these readings. For those of you who chose this like rose and gray stone, we have the Temperance Angel, we have the Moon, oh my gosh, and the 6 of Cups. So, isn't that interesting? You may feel like looking back with that 6 of Cups. There may be some nostalgia or just kind of looking at your past and, right, gleaning more from it, using your intuition. Like, this is a day where you might have an insight. Oh, you know, I never thought of it this way, but, you know, you might have an insight about somebody you knew 10 years ago, or what was going on in a family dynamic that, you know, it might be something like that with your intuition, or you may have intuition about somebody you've known since you were young or when you were younger, someone you've known for a long time. You may have, see, because people can have that, an intuitive nudge that, you know, maybe somebody needs some positive intention sent their way, or a call or a contact or something. Yeah, that may be. You have the Temperance angel. You're very wise today. You're very, and this is probably lately, you're very temperate. You're, yeah, you're not doing anything excessive. You are just moving forward carefully. This Temperance angel dips a toe in the water, checks it out, always balanced. You may be using your intuition to achieve better balance as well. You're going with your gut quite regularly, which is actually in this reading saying that's good, that's good. That's wisdom in this reading. So it's really interesting. I do love these cards together because it's saying your intuition is really pretty wise, is what it's saying. And this is a pleasant card. This is just a pleasant, content kind of card. So these are terrific cards to get together. All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.